Welcome back to another episode of Overrated Everything. If you're new to the show, this is the podcast where we get a guest on each week to discuss a subject that they feel is overrated.
Yeah.
Sometimes we agree.
Sometimes we don't agree.
A lot of the times we disagree.
Yeah.
But we have quickly discovered that it is the podcast where your favourite actors, singers, celebrities, whatever, love to moan, and we moan with them.
We all love a moan.
Love it.
We
Can't get enough
all
of
love
it.
a moan.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of this podcast. People come on, have a little bit of a moan, and have some nice funny moments, and everybody gets a nice little podcast.
Exactly. And if you do love what we do, you can sign up to our Patreon, which is www.patreon.com/overrated everything. That just helps us secure better guests and just have an all-round neater podcast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Should we put podcast down?
Enjoy.
Stick it on.
See, I
back then.
I think Leonardo DiCaprio but he looked quite boyish, didn't he? But now he's older. He's more manly.
Yeah, he's grown into it.
I think
Yeah.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
But I embrace the fact that Leo, we were saying, you know, when you see him on a boat and he's got all his bits hanging out and he's not like all ripped. I quite like that.
Yeah, I don't mind.
He's doing it for the rest of us, like the dad bod's in. Isn't
Yeah, I don't mind that.
As-
That don't put me off.
A member of the Dad Bod Club.
Do you know what I mean?
Sorry, I didn't mean to look at you.
Yeah, I did as well. I was like, he has in fact got a
It's
big
fine.
dad bod.
I have got a dad bod. I've got
Yeah.
2.5
Embrace it.
kids. I've got a dad bod.
Buzzing, we've got we're on now, aren't we? We're going. Yeah.
We're going. We're rolling.
Yeah.
We've got all that nice stuff about
curving on
what
now.
was it called? Snog, Marry, Avoid.
Yeah.
All right, yeah,
Johnny
Snog, Marry, Avoid. Let's do that then. Brad, Leo, and Johnny Depp. Snog, Marry, Avoid.
Snog, marry, avoid. I'd avoid Leo only because I'm too old.
You're too old for him.
So I'd go Leo.
But you don't look old.
if you
though.
want
He'd
it,
avoid
I'm
you.
game. But I know that I'm 33 and I'm probably
a bit past.
I've got a walking frame. as
Yeah,
far as
yeah.
you're
In his
concerned.
eyes, you probably have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I'd go, thank you if you want to, but I understand that you don't. Kiss. I'd probably kiss Johnny Depp.
And then marry Brad Pitt.
More
Actually,
stability with
that-
Brad Pitt, I'd say.
Pardon?
Like it'd be more like marriage material stability with Brad Pitt.
Well, you think so, but then he... No,
Yeah.
I tell you what, I'd kiss Johnny Depp. No, I'd kiss Brad Pitt and marry Johnny Depp.
Marry Johnny Depp.
Be exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
married
and
to Johnny Depp.
you'd get loads more work as well, I imagine.
Yeah.
Like if you're married to Brad Pitt, like you're just gonna get all this work, aren't you?
Yeah, that's true. So that'd be
Mm.
mine.
Yeah.
I'd marry Johnny Depp.
Give us one. Give us one.
Oh, about
Of women, yeah.
me, Vicky McClure. Right, no. Who would it, should we do it at the Friends cast? So you've got
You're
Rachel.
obsessed with Friends, aren't you?
I love Friends.
I love
yeah.
Friends.
Yeah, I always remember you and Vicky used to talk about Friends all day, every day.
Yeah, loved it. So if there's like Rachel, Monica, Phoebe, Snog, Marry, Avoid.
I've never watched Friends,
You
so
never
I don't.
watched Friends?
And mine would just be sheerly just on looks.
Looks. Oh, okay. Well,
So
that's
it's
still
kind of like-
interesting because they're all very different.
I'd marry Jennifer Aniston because I'd want to
Obviously.
spend the most time with her because she's beautiful.
Mm.
I'd probably snog Courtney Cox, and then avoid
Lisa Kudrow.
Lisa Kudrow. Yeah. That what do you think about that? You know.
No, yeah, I'd probably be on the same.
Yeah, yeah.
Going off Friends characters then, because I've watched it. I'd probably avoid Monica. Bit too neat freak. Bit too
Too high maintenance.
Yeah. I'd probably snog Rachel, and I'd probably marry Phoebe.
Oh my god.
She's
Why?
quite
'Cause
kooky,
she's,
isn't she?
she's kooky and funny, isn't she?
Kooky, artistic.
Yeah.
Nothing like my wife, which says something, I guess.
Jesus Christ.
I hope she's not watching.
Well, she
don't watch. She don't watch.
Confirm she
She
doesn't.
don't bother.
Nah, she's not bothered. What have you been up to, mate? What have you been doing? I don't know what you're allowed to. Obviously, we know, but are you allowed to talk about what you're doing?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll find out.
Yeah, when you get the sack.
You get an
we
email
can't sack
next
you.
week.
P45 comes through the door.
I heard a rumour, and I'll get this. It was Mark Ruffalo said to me. He was saying that there's a thing that if they've shot more than 7 days with you, it's more expensive for them to replace you and reshoot than it is to just
Oh, well, that's me.
carry on. So,
Mate,
so
if you mark Ruffalo, it's probably a day.
Yeah, well,
it's
yeah.
more expensive.
But he
to
said that
recast.
if you do more than 7 days, then it's more expensive for them to recast you and shoot everything again
Yeah.
than it would be. Obviously, if it was something serious, then they would obviously have to
Yeah, because
reconsider.
like, if you do like Game of Thrones and things like that, like you are buckled down.
Yeah,
To...
yeah.
What you should, because I don't know. I don't know.
Oh well,
If
at
you
the
can talk
minute, I'm doing the Guy Ritchie.
Oh, I did know that. I
Netflix.
did know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did know that. Someone
Which
told me,
has
actually.
been like really, it's been great. So obviously there's Kaya, Scodelario,
Yeah,
Theo
yeah.
James, Dan Innings. So yeah, there's been Vinnie Jones.
I was going to say, I didn't know
Nice.
whether I could say anything because I didn't know whether
I think
it was all out
there
but I
has
was
been a
thinking,
cast.
you are
Kaya's
missing.
been confirmed in it. There has been a
Yeah.
cast list put out on that. I think.
Yeah,
I was like, you
there
are
has,
missing a huge name there because you was telling me a funny story about him
Yeah,
and his car when he likes to park it next to your trailer, doesn't he?
yeah. I walked out my trailer and there's this beautiful car outside. Now you know me, I like my cars. My
Yeah,
dad's
you
always
always have,
liked
yeah.
them, so I've always been the same. And I was like, whose car's that? And they were like, I've walked around it, and then it's number plate. It's clearly his. I won't say what it is. It's clearly his car. And I was just like, yeah, there he is. So
Yeah.
Nice.
so I always used to like look at his cars, and then bless him, he saw me like looking at it. He was like, jump in. So he gave me a little drive.
Oh, mate, that's
Ah.
class.
Yeah.
He strikes me as someone that we'd get on really well with. Like, I
Yeah,
think if
he's
he came
good.
to do this, say for argument's sake, we did another This Is England and Vinnie Jones was in it.
Yeah.
I think he would fit right in with us. What,
Oh, yeah,
do you think he would?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you
He's
think
got some great stories.
Do you think he'd embrace the
Right.
chaos, like the madness, or do you think he'd separate himself from it a little
He'd
bit?
probably separate himself
Oh,
from
would
it
he?
now. Yeah, like
Pussy.
yeah. No,
Little Lander.
I think he's done.
Yeah.
I think he's done his rounds of madness 100%. I think he likes the countryside a lot more now.
Yeah, because he's
He's
got
an
his own.
ex-footballer in that, isn't he? Vinnie Jones.
Yeah,
He's
he's
played footy in that,
he's an England
Yeah.
hard man, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's got his own. He's just built a big farm somewhere.
Yeah.
hasn't he? I've seen that on his Instagram.
Yeah, he's into
somewhere.
like agriculture and
Yeah.
things like that, which is really interesting because you never think in a million years. he'd
Yeah,
like
I
that,
guess
but
so.
Yeah, he
It's
does.
mad in it because I think everyone gets that way as they get older, don't they?
Yeah.
Like like
Do you
our
reckon
nan.
you will?
I
mean,
mean, I love gardening and shit.
You had
now
chickens.
I'm
when
very
you were
yeah.
doing this,
Yeah.
Do you remember
But-
them chickens he had?
No.
Did you
Yeah,
never
I
know
had
when we was
chickens at
doing
one point.
86? I think we went back to his in Manchester. I don't know if you came.
No, I don't think I
And he had
did.
loads of chickens in his front room.
How
I
many
spent
chickens?
not in my. They didn't live in my front room.
I
We
wanna
brought
say
them
that.
in for like shits and giggles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, what happened was with some of my money from This Is England, I was like, right, I want a bit. I've always wanted a bird aviary. Growing up, my grandma's next door neighbour had this bird aviary that he built, and he had like loads of different
Exotic birds.
in there
not
and stuff.
Chickens.
No.
Perfect
So
browns
this is
running
where it
around
turns.
front room.
So basically, I started building this bird aviary, got all the stuff, and that was like, I'm gonna do it myself, build this bird aviary. And a friend of mine, his girlfriend at the time worked in a primary school, and the kids had hatched eggs. You know, like they do that in primary, like they hatch chicken eggs and that. My kids' school have just done it now. Yeah, it's a thing that they do apparently. Never did it when we were kids.
No.
Every year they have to hatch a new load.
I think so. Yeah, like year ones do it or whatever. And
I
they
was
just
certainly
hatch.
not allowed near any living animals at school.
So basically, my mate was like, "Oh, you're building a bird aviary. Like, Kelly's got some birds, like some
Last year's
chickens
hens.
there if you want." So I was like, "Yeah, no, they were little chicks."
Oh,
So I was like, "Oh yeah, go on then, I'll do it." And then got them, and then I was like, "Oh no, I like chickens now." And I literally
You
ended
used
up
to be
with
able
about
to do this
20
trick where you used to be able to put the chicken to sleep.
You can hypnotise them,
You
yeah.
can hypnotise a chicken. I didn't know this.
Get me a chicken, I'll show you now.
Well,
No,
that-
it's mental. Yeah, so
Well, you
basically,
should say
because
that.
you can do it with chickens and you can do it with rabbits because they're like prey animals. They're animals that like obviously get ate a lot. They don't eat
Yeah.
other animals. They have this like natural thing in them where they can like play dead. So like a fox gets in a chicken coop, it kills everything in there.
Yeah.
The chickens, I think this is right anyway, the chickens can like do this thing where they play dead. So the fox will just leave them alone because the fox only wants one to eat.
Yeah.
It'll just kill the rest for just for
Shits
jokes,
and-
yeah.
shits and giggles.
So basically, there's a trick that you can do, and it doesn't harm the chickens and the rabbits. And people do it with rabbits. Like if you take your rabbit to the vets to get its nail clipped and teeth clipped and stuff like that, they can do this to it, and it's like just relaxes them basically. And you put the chicken's head sort of like comfortably under its wing, and you just gently rock it,
I was
and it'll stay there until you
shooketh.
like clap
when
or
I
something.
saw it, I was shook.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. But yeah, no, you can literally shake them up. Not
Hypnotise
shake them.
Yeah.
Rock
Weren't
'em.
we on a stag do somewhere and you was doing it? We was
Probably.
on a stag do in the middle of the field.
Yeah, oh,
in the rain.
It was Kristen's stag do, wasn't it?
He was
I
doing
know,
it.
Andy, put the chicken asleep.
Is
So I
it your
did
magic trick?
It's one of
That's
my
his
many
party
party
trick.
tricks.
Stick his head under it.
I carry a chicken around with me everywhere just for that.
So there you go. You can take that to Vinny when you see him when you're filming. Go, did you know?
Yeah, I've got something for your hens.
I've got something there. You
But
go,
what I was
yeah.
going to say about that is like, because obviously everyone gets, like you say, as you get older, you know, life gets a bit slower and you go home and go and do the garden and stuff like that. If you're someone like Vinnie Jones and you got a bit of money, because a few people do that now, don't they? Go, I'm going to buy a farm. Forget doing it in my back garden. Like,
I don't think no
I'll
matter
have a
how much
farm.
money I had, I'd buy a farm. Would you?
I'd love a farm.
It's hard work. I think he's got people working on it. Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather like buy like an amazing tree house or something. I have a
Just build a big tree house.
yeah.
No,
great
that's not
tree-
too far away from reality though. Like you could build a mega tree house for like what, 10 grand or something? I
Yeah, I
reckon.
bet.
Mm.
Easy can.
Are we talking like, what's the place called? Like, the one in the woods. The
Yeah,
kind
centre
of
parks.
centre
and
parks,
then
like
you
them
get,
tree
the
houses.
Yeah,
Do
they
you
cost a
think you'd use it though?
fortune.
Do you think you'd use it if you had it in your back
Well, I
garden?
suppose you wouldn't because
And when you're old,
you'd
as well.
rather just be in your house.
In your house, yeah. You'd be all right.
You could keep your chickens in it.
Yeah.
I did that. We got our loft kind of boarded up and made into a room a few years back. Never use it
I was going to say.
because it's effort. It's
I remember
like,
when you was doing it, I
Yeah.
wondered if
climb
it
up
was
that ladder, do that.
What is so the series is a follow on from The Gentleman, right?
The film, yeah.
From the film The Gentleman.
Yeah, the film The Gentleman, yeah, which I watched and absolutely loved. Because obviously,
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of Guy Ritchie ever since I was like 15.
Well, we all have, haven't we?
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
been-
when I, sorry.
Stop
when I,
flirting. Here we
Fussy.
go.
Yeah, when we did This Is England, just before me and Danielle Watson, who plays Trev, we always watched Snatch, like every
Great
night
film.
before we went to
Sitcom,
sleep.
yeah.
And so then obviously when we came to filming This Is England and we met Stephen Graham, we were like, oh my God.
Was you starstruck by
fucking
Stevie
hell.
when you first met
I
him?
rang Danielle in the toilets.
Oh,
I was
really?
like, oh my God, you never guess who's here. I was like, he's been cast. And she's like, who? She's like, Tommy the Tit out of Snatch. And anyway, I walked out. I didn't realise because it echoes in the Broadway cinema toilets.
Yeah.
And I walked out and Stephen Graham walked out the blokes' toilets and I thought,
He definitely is.
oh my God, my cool cred has just dropped my
Nah,
arse.
you're
I imagine he loved that though.
Yeah, I don't know if he heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the daddy now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if you heard it or not. But yeah, so obviously being a massive Guy Ritchie fan, it was kind of like a box
It was just
tick.
like, you're taking
Yeah.
like a wish listing, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So you've got Shane Meadows and Guy Ritchie on the list.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else on there that you really want to work with in like in the next 5 years?
Oh God, there's loads. There's so many. And to be fair, I always forget the names, and then when I watch the films, I'm like, that's the.
Yeah, I'm always like
I
that.
was like, now I'm starting to watch the credits at
to
the end.
pick up what's good. Yeah.
which I didn't used to do. So.
I'm always like that when people say, because when you get asked in interviews, oh, who would you really like to work with, like actors, and I always like stack a freeze up and I can't think, but then it'll come back to me later on. I'm like, why didn't I say that? Because I've always said that.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, but there is like, it was interesting. I saw Barry Keoghan. He had a list on his phone of all the directors that he wanted to work with, but before a certain time. And I think now he's only got like 2 left to
Now
work
he's
with.
working his way through.
Now he's working his way through them. So I think it's healthy to have like a list, isn't it, of people
Yeah.
you really want to work with. So who else would you say? Is there anyone off the top of your head, or I'll put you on the spot?
You've done it to me. You've put me on the spot. Yeah, I couldn't think straight off the top of my head. But there is definitely a list.
Yeah, like a
I've got it
mental
on my
list.
phone.
Anyone
But that's
offers you a
something
job,
I
you go,
did.
oh, I really wanted to work with him. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the person. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, but there's loads of people. The list goes on. I mean, every time I watch a film, it's always quite inspiring. So, yeah, there's loads of people really. But sometimes I don't like to tempt fate as well.
Yeah, you don't want to kind of say it
and then it never happened. Like,
yeah.
do you remember when
yeah.
Chanel said she wanted to actually suck like such a body and never happened?
And I think also if you haven't got a list, or if you're not like, because have you ever worked with anyone other than Stevie? I guess. Well, you've answered that question there, but like, I always find if I'm obsessed with someone or someone who I love, when I'm working with them, I find it really weird.
I do.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like I'm not being myself.
It's like I can't switch off from.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God, I'm with this
Work,
person.
like I'm working with someone who I'm a massive fan of. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I found that when I was working with Matthew Vaughn on Kingsman.
Yeah, I got that.
Obviously, just grab that for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just being around him, he had this presence, and it was like, I don't know, he just carries himself in a way, and it's like, I'm a bit starstruck by my boss. here.
It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
hard, isn't it?
And you're trying to take direction from him, but you're a bit like,
Yeah.
oh my God, you make some of the best films I've
It's
ever
like when
seen.
they're talking to you, it's like because you're still a bit in awe of them, like you're not listening.
Yeah.
I have that thing where I go on like autopilot, I'm just watching them and I'm like, Chanel, what did he just say?
Yeah,
What did he
yeah.
say to you?
I would say that about like, say if I went into, because the only people that really make me starstruck are like soap actors, really. Because I know it's ridiculous.
so
But because you see him in
ridiculous.
your, because you see him in,
That's
because you see him in your front room like 3-4 times a night.
Which
Like if I went into,
who'd you watch? What'd you watch?
I was watching EastEnders last night.
EastEnders. I like EastEnders.
Yeah,
That's
EastEnders
usually
is good at the minute. There's a lot going on at the
Yeah.
minute. But like, say if I'm working
I used to, I
opposite,
don't anymore.
do you don't watch it anymore?
I've not watched
See, I
it
always thought it was
for
an 18.
donkeys.
The older you get, then the more you like, because
Yeah.
you do less. But like, say if I'm doing Cora, for instance, and I'm
Mm.
doing a scene with like, I don't know, Ken Barlow or any Steve McDonald or any of these people, I'm like, that's so weird that I'd be with, or I'd find
I
myself.
love that.
I've
He's
just
just
cute,
worked with the
man, but-
fucking Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if Ken Barlow walks
yeah,
I'd
you've
lose
done.
my-
in, he's
you
shitting
shot it.
himself.
It's weird because I've never seen, and I think Mark Ruffalo liked the fact that I know who he is obviously, but I wasn't obsessed with any of his films or anything. So it wasn't work. I wasn't talking about his work to him all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So he
You
probably
have to
he
kind of-
likes that. Do you know what I
I
mean?
feel like you overly don't as well. Like going back to what you say, like I did a film a few years ago with Maisie Williams,
Yeah.
and it was like, yeah, you can have that one. And it was like when literally as we were filming the last series of Game of Thrones was like airing. So like I'm a massive nerd. I love Game of Thrones. So I
Yeah.
was watching that on a Monday night and then going into work with her on the Tuesday.
Yeah.
And that series was like she ended up
Yeah, she was
being
the-
quite
she-
big in that series.
Yeah.
And it was hard not to go, oh my God, I really love. Do you know what I mean? Because you were like, you don't as an actor, you don't want to kind of do that, but at the same
Yeah.
time. But then if someone kind of did that to me, I'd be a little bit like, oh, thank you. You'd be like, oh, thank you, actually. That's really
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, yeah,
It is
yeah.
nice, isn't it? Getting that kind of little bit of recognition.
Yeah, that-
Recognition.
Especially from your peers as well.
Recognition.
Recognition, that's the one.
Especially from the people that you're working with as well. Do you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
when like you get recognised by the people that you're working with. It's that.
Yeah, and I guess if you go, oh, well done for that. That was really, really good.
Yeah.
And then I tend to leave it because I don't want to like
Yeah.
kill.
Yeah,
it.
you don't want to go over it. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my God! Because I was watching White Lotus, and then obviously next day I was on set and I was with Theo, and I was just like, oh, well done, White Lotus. And he was like,
Yeah,
oh, thanks.
yeah.
And I thought, right, I'll leave it there.
Yeah.
I
If you
remember-
start going, I've got a poster of you on my wall,
Yeah.
then it's like, oh.
Which I
okay.
have, but I wouldn't tell him that to his face.
We was talking on the phone when you just done the Colleen Rooney thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And we were saying that like working with Michael Sheen.
Yeah.
He was saying how mad
Oh.
that must have been.
He,
That whole experience must have been good.
oh my God, yeah.
Where did you film it? It wasn't here, was it?
We filmed that in Budapest.
Mm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which was bizarre. I didn't think we'd be filming it out there, but yeah, we shot it out in Budapest. And I remember they told me originally it was Michael Sheen. I was like, oh my God, like he's a freaking legend. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? He's like, his work is incredible, and I thought, oh my God, and it was just weird because the way that we were sat in the court scenes is there would be me and who plays Wayne next to me, and then you'd have Michael Sheen like towering over us both with all, and he had so much to do, and he was just brilliant. And I thought, how do I break the ice here? Because he said hello and he was so sweet, so lovely.
Yeah.
Like, did not disappoint at all. And I just turned around and was like, would you rather? Like a would you
Yeah.
rather? And I thought, and he just
What
thought,
was the
that's-
question? Can you remember?
I think I said to him, would you rather have a butterfly on the end of your nose, like constantly throughout your life, or a monkey always on your back?
Right, and what was his answer?
He said a butterfly on his nose, I think.
They're pretty to look at, aren't they, butterflies, I guess?
I'm sure he said that. I think that was his option. Then again, see, I wasn't listening.
That's
to him.
relatively clean for you as well. Like some of the things that you would say, would you rather?
It got worse.
I was going to say, I could
I
imagine.
Testing the water with
yeah.
butterflies.
I thought I'll test the monkey on the back, see where we go from there. And then it gets a bit darker.
Yeah.
But then another thing happened because, so I thought, yes, okay, we're on a good path. And then my character bag would be on the floor. And because in between takes, like if I was going up next, because we had a lot of dialogue and it was shot quite quickly.
Yeah, it was a lot, yeah.
Yeah. So I'd always listen to Colleen in my
Was
my
it all
head.
transcript as well? Because
All
that's when they film a court scene.
Yeah,
it has to
exactly.
be what's said, doesn't it? Yeah,
exactly what's said. So it's not like this is England where straight up, just like
Improv.
you go on a
Just
tangent,
make it
you've
up.
got to say these freaking words.
yeah.
So I was like, oh God. So I was listening to Colleen just to keep getting her voice into my head. And so I put my phone down and forgot to turn it back on silent because I'm just like, and then he's literally doing this whole speech and right at the end, my phone's ringing and I'm thinking, okay, there's loads of people in this courtroom.
shit.
He's not going to know it's me. So I'm just sat there thinking, it's coming from round here, but he's not going to know it's me. And then anyway, like the guy that plays the guy that plays Wayne like nudges me and he's like, your phone's like right there, and it's just like my face cropping up with my cousin, and I'm thinking, yeah, I can't get away from that. And he's looked straight at it. I thought, was like, I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's because I was just. He was like, no, don't worry, it's fine. And I
But
was like,
shit
oh.
like that's happened to him, man. Do you know what I mean? You kind of go like,
Oh, he was.
no, like, but like, you know, he's human at the end of the day.
Yeah, he was a legend. He was just like, yeah. But then we had an essay on set who answered the phone in the middle of like just as we were about to go and
Oh, wow.
like, go, and then he's like, hello. Yeah, you're
Ah,
right, mate.
yeah, I was making a movie.
Yeah, I'm just in the courtroom. I was like, we all just like looked over like, what?
Was that essay there the day after?
No, he got
He was gone.
He was like, get off my phone. Like he was getting like quite abrasive with
really?
with the AD that was like coming like, guy, what are you doing? Like we're about to like took him off set and he was like, get off my phone.
Oh my God, I wonder if that was one of his first jobs then, if he just didn't know that was a no-no.
I mean, we were halfway in and he'd been there every day, so yeah, Michael Sheen was like, what did he say to him? He turned around and went, get him off, like something like, how rude.
Oh my, well it is rude, isn't it?
It was, yeah.
That's crazy.
People had a lot of lines to get
I
through.
say, especially when you think about how much work that goes in, and like you were just saying about the transcripts, is they have to be word for word bang on, don't they?
It's weird,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like, because it has to be like bang on. You can't.
Yeah, you
move.
can't.
I've never been in a courtroom.
I had a similar one on The Walk-In,
Yeah.
and that was the transcript. But mate, honestly, so a couple of days before they'd gone, Real Robbie wants to come to set. Do you mind him coming to set? Because I was playing him, and I was like, oh no, yeah, it's fine. Like, you know, be weird to meet this guy, but that'll be okay.
So had you not met him before playing him? Because that's what I was going to ask you. Did you manage to meet Colleen?
No.
No.
Time didn't permit it, and also because obviously the court case was about somebody that values their privacy.
Yeah,
I kind of felt like, oh
Bit
hi, I'm
weird.
playing you in this trial that you really didn't want to go to court, and that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I felt a bit like it'd be a bit unsavoury.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. I didn't
Carry on.
So anyway, they said, Real Robbie wants to come to set. Is that okay? And I was like, yeah, all that. So the day that we were filming in the court, again, I'm like probably like you guys, like you get the script, you learn it, but because of the Shane thing, like you like to add your own things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the director, Paul, who he was like, look, like you can't, on this bit, none of that. You've got to, it's transcript, you've got to say it exactly like it is. It's like a rule or something. So I was like, all right, yeah, cool. So I proper like, then it gets in your head then, like, oh my God, I've got to nail every word and all that. So on one of my takes, I think I'd done it a couple of times. So on one of my takes, you're the judge, right? And this is exactly how it was. You're the judge.
I think he's been in court before.
So the cameras,
never been in court, mate.
I'm getting the back of you on me,
Yeah.
right? It's on my close up, and I'm talking to you. So obviously, where do they put all the people who are kind of watching the filming? They put them behind the cameras, don't they? I shit you not. Real Robbie was where Chanel was.
Oh my
So
God.
I'm there
shaking his head.
saying stuff. In my head, he's like, shit in me.
His accent, I'm not sure on that.
It was the most surreal experience because I'm there like that, and I can just out of the corner of my eye see this guy who 5 years previous was
there.
doing that for real.
Wow.
Weird,
I wonder
mate.
if that's quite
Weird.
nostalgic. Because when we did the Alan... Nostalgic?
No, it's the
So,
right
yeah.
word. It's just a strange one.
When
to
we
use
was
for a
doing the
court.
Alan McGee biopic with soccer, Alan McGee was on set all the time. So he was just watching it all, and he was saying how brilliant it was to watch everyone do all this stuff that's based on his life. But I guess with the Colleen thing and with Robbie, they was kind of like the bad bits of their lives, wasn't it? Whereas the Alan McGee thing was all about the good things.
Partying.
So it was about the party, the drugs, the alcohol, and all that. So he was watching it thinking, yeah, this is mint. Whereas I imagine...
Yeah, because I felt like I felt like complicit in the issue. I felt as bad as whereas I wasn't.
But that says about you as an actor, like getting into it and feeling it more, as opposed to it just being words. It's kind of you're feeling it more. Do you know what I mean?
I did want to do Colleen justice.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
but that was a fun job.
I wonder if she's seen it.
You would, wouldn't you?
You'd have it, surely you would. I'd be so nosy. I'd want to know who was playing me.
Yeah.
I bet she went, oh, fuck that. Turn it
That's
Not
everyone. This
for
is
me.
England.
on. I don't look like that.
Yeah. This is probably again we say it a lot, but like the most worky chat that we've had on it up to now.
It's
isn't it?
nice though.
Yeah.
It's nice. We don't normally do it. Well, we do. We always say every podcast, we don't normally talk about work, but we do.
Yeah. Especially with like you and soccer, because we've got loads to catch up on. Do you know what I mean?
Oh no, yeah, this is just a catch-up session.
Well, that's exactly
Forget
what
the
we're doing.
podcast.
Well, that's
What we're recording.
Overrated.
Yeah,
What?
yeah. But that's what I mean. Like when we're sitting with like our oldest friends, it's nice to have
It's
a
hard
catch up
not
and just
to.
see what you. It's hard not to.
We've known each other longer now than we've not known each other. That's weird,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Oh my god.
Well, we
yeah.
met when we were like, what, 15?
Yeah.
We were the same
Yeah, I
age,
was
aren't we? So-
14 and I'm 31 now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, 32.
Yeah.
So we've literally probably this year or soon anyway known each other longer
Yeah,
than
than what
than
we
we
haven't.
didn't. That's
Yeah.
mad, isn't it?
That is crazy.
That's mad.
Um,
Still fucking hate us.
You was texting me yesterday about your overrated subject.
It's a good one, you know.
It's a brilliant one. Do you want to tell us about it and why?
Right, so my overrated subject is all-you-can-eat buffets.
Right. Why? I agree. I agree.
I know it's going to cause...
I'm on the fence.
What? Yeah, see,
I'm
now...
a big lad. I'm on the fence. I've got to
This is-
defend
this is
a
one of the
place where you
boys.
can eat anything you want.
So you think...
Yeah.
So there's like this unspoken truth with everybody that's there. So you're all judging each other
Yeah.
because you all know you're all there to be fucking greedy bastards,
Yeah.
and you're all looking at each other. You're all judging who's got what on it.
Yeah.
Like when I'm walking back to my seat, and everybody's eyes are on my plate. What sauce I've got,
Yeah.
what poultry,
Yeah.
what sides.
Yeah.
They're all nicking my ideas, or they're judging me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I feel
Yeah.
like I'm being watched because I do it.
What, you check out other people's plates?
Yeah, I went to one. I mean, this is going back a few years now because I thought I'll give one a go. I'll go again. One, it's just confusing. There's too many options.
Yeah.
Like I'm walking down, and I don't know, whatever his name is. Adam's walking past with his plate, and he's got chicken chop suey and a fucking tiramisu. You just
Don't
can't-
look at me. I knew you were going to look
you
at
just
me.
can't make your mind up.
There's a funny story for a bit later on, but yeah, I know what
Do
you're
you know what I
saying.
mean?
Yeah.
You just put things together that you never normally
What
would.
you've
'cause I'm
gotta
getting
do.
confused. I want that and that, but I want it all now.
Are you a small and often, or just a big plate, go for it, get your fill in? Or do you go, get a little bit of this, go sit down, get a little bit of that, go sit in and come back up and...
See, I do little bits at a
See your
time
little
because somebody that I was with once, I got a massive plate full of food, and they were like, "Do you know that other side of people are starving?" And I said, "Well, it's an all you can eat, like, ain't that why we're all here?"
Yeah.
Like, I'm confused then, like, it's an all you can eat. We shouldn't be here. if
Who
that's the
said that
case.
to you? One of your friends?
Yeah, it was like somebody that I went with. I forgot.
Did he not eat then? Did he not eat?
Well, I thought, that's funny, but go and tell everybody else sat on all the other tables.
Yeah,
Because how much
yeah,
waste
yeah.
is going. That's another thing, the waste. I
Yeah.
thought, how much you giving to charity?
Yeah.
To people that can't eat? You know what I
Well,
mean?
you do your bit for charity, don't you? You shouldn't
Yeah,
be made
I
to feel
do.
guilty about
Yeah,
having
I
eat-
thought, okay, well, that made me feel guilty. So I did this, like, little bits and often.
Yeah. For that reason.
Does it?
Yeah, I thought, oh, God, yeah, it looks really bad. And then the waitress came over and, like, she looks at you and takes the plate and you're thinking, oh, God, yeah, I'm getting really judged on so many levels.
Bastards.
Oh, it's one of them, innit? Like, I think, yeah, I get that judgy thing because, like, I get that. Again, I don't know if this is, I've always been a big lad, but, like, parties. You know, when you go to a party and they have a buffet.
Buffet food. Oh my God.
But I get, like, paranoia.
Yeah.
I forget about that they're a thing. And as soon as I get there, I'm like, oh, buzzing, they've got food. But then I'm like, oh, no, because then I've got this inner voice in my head going, well, you can't be the first up. Even though I'm starving, it's like, can't be the first up because you'll be judged.
No,
It,
I'm
no, in
always-
my head.
Yeah.
But
I'm
then,
always
then,
first
then
up.
there's that thing like you were saying there, like, and even more so at like parties and that where you got the buffet. You go up and then you kind of put what you think's a healthy amount on there, and then you walk past and you're like, oh no, everyone's looking. I've got 5 sandwiches. Why
Yeah,
did I
everyone
fucking
else
pick up
is
5
just-
sandwiches?
But like, what's the happy medium where it is socially acceptable? Like, what's the amount that's socially acceptable to have on your plate a sandwich, for example? I'd say
Yeah.
2.
What would you say? 2 triangles or 2?
But they're not even
two
full
actual
sandwiches.
I know. Well, this is it. There's so much.
Little
There's so much.
rectangles or
Yeah.
triangles of
What's
sandwiches.
socially acceptable?
But it looks more because there's 8 pieces as opposed to just 2 sandwiches.
Because if you have 4, you've had one slice, you've had a sandwich, a
Yeah.
full sandwich, so that's okay. But on your
Yeah.
plate, it's stacked up
Yeah.
that high.
Yeah, I'm a bastard for that. I'm a bastard for going. Charlotte rang me the other week and she said, "Oh, I'm at a kids' party. Do you want to come with our little lad?" And I was like, "Oh no, I'm not that bothered. Like kids' parties are just not really for me." I was on the way home, blah blah blah.
From golf.
And then I as I put the phone golf, I was actually, and I put the phone down and my belly was going, and I thought there could be food there.
Yeah, sausage rolls.
So I rang her back and I said, "Is there a buffet?" She went, "Yeah." I went, "I'll be there in a minute." So I went, came loads of the buffet food. Said bye to Charlotte and our little lad and then left again.
So you had your dinner and left.
So I just went and had my dinner.
That's
and
socially
left.
not acceptable.
What did he
at
say?
all.
There's no such thing as a free lunch. Fucking
Well,
prove
there
them
you
wrong.
go, I'll show
Yeah,
you.
I'll
yeah.
show you.
Yeah.
With the golf clubs in the back.
I was in my golf gear, full on golf gear as well, yeah.
Yes,
Do
it's
you-
like you couldn't be asked to turn up, Shank. You went to golf instead, but you've come for the food.
Oh yeah, well, that's what, and everyone must have known that that's all I was there for, yeah.
And you
Yeah.
don't care
But
about
I'm
that.
happy with that. I don't mind
I
that.
like that.
I'm not there to impress anybody. I'm just
See,
there
I
to to eat and go.
Yeah.
I worry too much. I'm the same with you, like about like saying buffets and that, because then you do feel nobody's looking, nobody does care, but you feel like everybody, because you don't do it. You don't sit there and look at you might get the odd one where you go, oh, they've got a bit, but do you know what I mean?
No, Chanel does. She's just
you probably do then.
I'm a nosy. I'm nosy. I'm like, what's he got? Oh, this curry sauce. But then there's another thing, because then people talk to you. Oh, I didn't see that. Where's the chicken balls, mate?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Then it's a conversation. Then all of a sudden I'm employed. And I'm like, well, they're just down there on the left. You know what I mean?
Would you like help with them?
It's part of this conversation. Just let me get my food in peace. However much amount I want, it's
you
happy to me.
The thing is, you've got to do your recon. Like I've found this, like
Oh, you got to do a
buffets,
recce.
A recce.
Got to do a
all
recce.
inclusive holidays, all
Yeah, you've got
that.
to
You
do
can't
it,
just
yeah.
go in like if we go on all inclusive and that, like my mum and dad would go in and go, oh, I got that, and like you say, yeah, they'll have like
All the
spare
sauces are
ribs
at the
with
end.
whatever.
Yeah, you could have had that with your chicken that you had 20
Exactly.
minutes ago.
You got to
prior.
go, give it a little walk round, even the dessert one. Go out, okay, well, I'm gonna have chicken, so I'll probably do a bit of cheesecake. I don't want. Do you know what I mean? You got to
You
get
got
a
to do
little
that.
walk
So
round.
this is another thing then that annoys me, because when you first sit down and they give you a quick, you've got your stir fry station over there, you've got your dessert station over there, you've got your wok vegetables there. So I'm lost at the first one.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
thinking, if this was Alton Towers and all these stations were attractions or rides, you'd give me a map.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
Yeah, a map. Yeah, it's a good idea.
I want to know my stations. I need to have a criteria of where I'm going. I need to have a route.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
that's like them, because there's a lot of them. Because like when we were growing up, like you went to like a Chinese all you can eat, or that was probably like one of the only ones.
Yeah.
But there's a lot now in the recent years that are like everything.
Oh yeah.
You go and there's
Yeah,
pizza over there, and there's Chinese over there, and there's
Which
curries
is
over
miserable.
there.
I
Well,
love that.
Atlas.
But I
Yeah.
love that because you can go. You can like say if Charlotte says, "Oh, I really fancy Chinese," and I go, "Oh, well, I really fancy American," or "I want to go an Italian." We can go right. Let's go Cosmo then. Do you remember Cosmo?
Yeah, yeah.
We used to, there was one next to our hotel when we was doing it.
yeah.
6 and
86,
88.
88.
So you can go there and Charlotte can go and she can go and have a Chinese and then I'll have my Italian food
And
and then I might look at
shits.
yeah.
That's
Next day we're
interesting.
all shitting. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Why?
Because you mock me and you were going to bring it up before I saw it in your
Yeah. No.
little
No.
face.
There is a so
Tomo was go on.
in Manchester only.
No, it's not. Liverpool's
Oh
quite
right.
big as
Okay.
well.
So there's two places.
And it
in
might
the
in
world,
Derby a bit. It wouldn't shock me.
Do you know if I said to you, do you want a chippy, Chanel?
Yeah.
What would you assume that was?
What does your local
You know-
chippy sell? Give us a brief bit of the menu.
So if you say, "Oh, do you want a chippy?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
chippy.
I'd expect that you just go into like a chip shop with like chips, peas, gravy, and fish, and a pie.
And
That
a sausage,
sausage.
maybe a fish cake.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
it.
or a spam fritter at a
Yeah.
push.
All right, okay.
So-
basically,
In Manchester, he says, "Do you want a chippy?" And I go, "I'm from Grimsby, so it's got to be good
Yeah,
because I'm
yeah.
from the home of fish
and
and,
he
chips."
knows that.
Yeah. He
There's-
goes, "Right,
there's
let's
a
go get a
pressure
chippy." Takes me into a Chinese takeaway.
no, it's not.
It is so in Manchester and Liverpool apparently, you can get a Chinese takeaway and a chippy in the same place.
So all the chip shops that I've ever been in, bar one, and it was one that my mum used to work in, and it was owned by a Greek guy, in Manchester pretty much, and I think Liverpool's sort of similar. They're all Chinese owned, so they all do fish, chips, pies,
yeah.
peas, all that lovely stuff. But then they also have a full Chinese menu of
Yeah.
your sweet and sour chicken, all that. And Tomo shakes his head and thinks that's the worst thing in the world. But I'm like, no, it's brilliant because I can go and get salt and pepper chips. I
I'm
know
going
what
to
he's
show
going
you
to
a
show you
photo.
now.
I'm going to get a photo.
I can go and
of
get
you.
salt and pepper chicken and
This
chippy
is a sore
chips.
subject, isn't it?
Honestly, mate,
honestly, this
what
this
he had on his
drives a
plate
wedge
was
between us.
sickening. There we go. I've got it here. Jesus. I'll show it to the thing. Look at this, Chanel. So he's got gravy and chips.
Oh, is
It
he?
looks like an anemic sausage. I'm not sure about
Oh,
that.
yeah, got
And then
sweet
it's got
sour.
sweet and sour.
Oh, you've cross-contaminated.
But you just said you like that.
Never
No, you should
cross-contaminated
never put-
gravy.
The sausage is in the middle, parting them, stopping them. It's
It's
mixing
like
a
married
little
at
bit
first
there. It's
sight.
mixing a little bit
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, he's not fit for human consumption.
Nah, you've
That is not.
cross-contaminated your gravy with a sweet and sour sauce. That's
It was quite
barbaric.
nice.
You can go to a Cosmo.
I could have invented something there.
You
Have
can
you?
go to a buffet.
I could
and you
have.
can pick
Marco Polo
Please
went
don't put-
from Italy to China and went, oh, I like these. We'll bring them back. Bam, noodles.
Yeah, no, you're
became
wrong.
pasta.
You're wrong. I know you think you're right, but you're not. You're wrong. It's disgusting.
Bottle that up, not sell.
Yeah. If you go to a Cosmos, you can choose. You
Yeah.
can go. I just think
Well,
that should
I
never-
chose.
That should never be on the same.
I love
plate.
how you put the sausage down the middle like that's a barricade.
It was-
Yeah.
It's just sliding underneath.
That's sacrilege. For people from Grimsby seeing that is sacrilege.
He sent it to his mates that night in a WhatsApp group, and I got slagged off loads. I
big
can't go
time.
to Grimsby again.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
bad.
hard.
I'm not allowed in Steels.
That
It's
reminds me of,
disgusting.
Married at First Sight when they share a bed for the first time and they put a pillar down the middle.
Put it
like
down.
that.
Yeah.
Still hands can creep
My
underneath, mate.
sausage was my Married at First Sight pillow.
Barrier, yeah.
What's your thoughts on carveries?
Yeah, because they're kind of all you can eat.
I don't mind those.
You don't mind a
because-
carvery? That's
no, 'cause
interesting.
you've just given me a couple of options. You've either got your carrots, your peas, your cabbage, sliced meats. They give you they'll give me the Yorkshire. I don't have to worry about that and my stuffing.
Is that because you're on the telly?
Obviously, not everybody gets.
Did you
that.
order the Yorkshire? Fucking Chanel Cresswell, give me a Yorkshire pudding.
Pay
And while you're
extra
at
for
it, I'll have a pig in blanket.
Yeah, and have those crafted and all.
I've got a BAFTA. Give me my big blanket.
Yeah.
But you don't mind a carvery?
Don't mind a carvery. But the thing is, it's the same thing with the all you can eat. I mean, it's the plate size. It's all you can eat, but please don't limit the size of the plate.
Yeah, because then you're stacking it on, aren't you?
Yeah, it's like that. It's like the size of a mouse's top hat.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey up, did you see this was a few years ago?
Is this a story about a mouse in the top hat?
No,
Oh,
sorry, it's not. I'll try and think of one of them and all. But I don't know if it was in the Metro. Now, the Chinese had it down, right? So, like where'd you go and you get the free salad bar? Is it
Pizza
Hut?
Hut.
Pizza Hut, yeah.
Pizza Hut, right? But they do the same thing. They give you a tiny plate like that.
For your salad stuff, yeah.
You can only go up once.
Oh.
Can you?
I think so. So you go up. Well, it was when I think this was a few years back. Now I couldn't fit because leaves they fall off. They don't
Yeah.
stack.
Yeah.
Now, people in China, I'd seen pictures. These plates of salad had their own blueprint,
What do you mean?
It's huge.
architecture on it. They'd learnt how to stack salad perfectly, so they'd got a skyscraper of salad, all you can eat, and they'd done it all properly, layered it all perfect,
Nice.
and stacked it. They've got
like
it
a little
bang
hack.
on. Yeah, literally.
Oh. I've got
It defied gravity. This salad stack.
I've got a good hack for carveries I've seen on social media.
I know
So
what
you
you're
know,
say.
like you go over and they say to you, "What meat do you want?" So there's normally like 3 options.
Yeah,
You've got your
gammon,
gammon,
beef
your
and
turkey,
turkey.
your beef, whatever. So you go, oh, I'll just have the gammon, please, mate. It's my favourite. So they'll put a good helping of gammon on there, and then you go, actually, yeah, I'll have a bit of turkey as well.
Oh yeah.
Rather than going up with a
Oh,
2
really?
meats,
Yeah.
hold one back. Go right. I
Like
want
it
a
was a
bit more
mistake.
gammon.
What's
yeah,
your
yeah.
thoughts
oh, sorry.
on and it's the same in like all you can eat buffets, not just carb. Well, I guess that is what an all you can eat buffet is. But so you're in the queue and you're serving yourself up your roast potatoes, and you've seen like a really nice golden crisp one at the bottom, and you're shoving all the other shit ones out of the way to get to the good one. Do you not think that the idea of the whole town pushing all the shit stuff out of the way to get to the good stuff, so you're essentially just getting people's dregs? That's the one thing I hate about all you can eat
If you
carving.
get there
And
late.
people just stood over there going sneezing and stuff like. And then when you get to the gravy and and it's got like a layer of just like
Yeah, you've got to
curdled.
give it a stir.
You've got to get it. Like, I just think if you're doing a Sunday dinner, it's got to be made fresh. It's got. Carveries just aren't for me. I just don't like the idea of it being sat there all day.
Right.
Yeah, but they're always. I mean,
Yeah,
if you go somewhere that's pretty busy,
And
they're
they do
always
seatings.
constantly.
Yeah.
You don't see it. If
don't
it's in
see
the
it.
back and the chef's doing it, that's fine.
Oh
Do you
right,
know-
seeing that
yeah.
good one.
Because I
getting
imagine in the
mixed
back
up.
of a like a restaurant, that's how it would be. Essentially, it's just a carvery, but you've got the chef serving it up for you from different bits. But if I can't see that happening, I don't mind. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I just don't like that. That's the one thing I don't like about carveries and all you can eats, and I just think just all round just a bit.
What about like? Cause there is a difference, I guess. Because like I was like earlier, I said like, oh, you like if you go on an all-inclusive holiday, but I guess you've got the element
That's a
of
different level.
time there as well, aren't you? Because when you go for an all-you-can-eat, like you say, you and your mates have planned it, and you're gonna go right. I'm gonna be a fat pig, and I'm gonna go whatever. But when you're on holiday, you've got it every day, aren't you? So I find the first day of holiday, you're in fat pig mode.
Yeah.
You're like,
then you
right,
settle down.
I want the
Good shit.
chicken, I want that fish, I want that, and you do it. But then, like, do you kind of then mellow out and go, all right, I'm just gonna, I do, like, oh, I'm just gonna have a plate of
Yeah.
like that tonight.
Mm.
And,
It's
you know
like
what I mean?
wanting what you think you can't have, and then you go, oh, I've got it for
Yeah.
2 weeks.
I like those ones that you go to on holiday and like they make you your fresh omelette, or they make you like a fresh stir fry, or like they're constantly cooking
Yeah,
like
but
fresh.
this is another thing that annoys me with that then. So what do I do? Because I've ordered my eggs fresh, so I'm going to have 2 poached eggs. When do I do my toast? 'Cause I've
Yeah.
got to time it with this, because if I go and do my toast too premature,
Yeah.
my toast is going to be cold and my butter won't melt on it.
Yeah.
So then do I spread my butter at the toasting station to make sure it's melted in at premium temperature and then go over and get my eggs? Or then do I put my butter on, and I put my butter on the toasting thing so
it melts.
Melts it a
Yeah,
little
because
bit.
they're horrible, them hard things.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do with them?
never put butter in ice water.
No.
Rule number 1.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
We're all stood there with all our bread like looking like an absolute car crash.
That's the one thing in life that makes me
Infuriates me.
angry. Like I will get. We was talking about Lurpak yesterday.
Yeah,
weren't
we were. Prices have gone up.
Yeah, they've gone shot through the roof. But there's times when I've gone to butter my bread to make a sandwich and it's ripped and I've grabbed the bread and scrunched it, fucking thrown it at the sink in anger.
Again, though.
Like, fucking nothing makes me angrier than that. I don't know what it is.
Again.
It's the small things, innit?
It's the little things.
Saw a video on social media before, you know, your little packs of butter when they're dead hard.
Yeah.
Apparently, get a fork, put some holes in it, and just squeeze it. Sorry, not the mic then. Squeeze it, and it all just kind of spreads on nice. Spaghetti's on, and then you can just give it a little.
But it's only a tiny little thing.
Yeah, but it's
I need 4 of those.
Quite a lot. Yeah. One's not enough for one piece of bread. But yeah, it looked good. I'm yet to try it. I'll report back.
Yeah, I don't believe that's I don't think
it looked real
because it's so.
Wasn't CGI butter.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
It's a bloke.
It's a what?
It's a man that does it.
Well, that's doing it.
Yeah, it's just a bloke at the table doing it. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't mind it when it's cooked fresh. But then if it's been sat there all day,
it's just like it's when you get stuff fresh, then you've kind of got to time with what else you're going to put with it. And also, there's always like premium stations, like, you know, that do like the sliced fillet or like a nice seafood, like, you know, there's tiger prawns. So there's always a big queue for the premium station.
Yeah.
And you're like helping yourself, and before you step on someone because they're literally right behind you, and then you've both got your hands on the clippers
that nice bit.
Put yours back. Do you know what I mean?
We did that once talking about that Cosmo that was next to our hotel. I remember we all went in one night and they had like a little premium sushi sort of fish station.
Like
and on the thing it said squid. And I love, like the squid rings, calamari, yeah. I love them. So I was like, oh yeah. So I queued up for like 5 minutes, like everyone getting their own bits and all that. Like, cause
people don't queue at these places. That's another.
Well, in that bit you do because it's the premium bit.
Yeah,
and I was waiting there for a good 5 minutes, and the guy was like, oh, "What do you want?" So I was like, "I'll get the squid, please, mate." And I'm not kidding you. He got a fucking squid and just cooked it. It wasn't calamari. It was a full-on little octopus-looking.
Well,
dude.
just like a little baby.
Just
baby
a little
squid.
tiny squid. Chucked it on the wok. But then I had to stand there and be like, can't wait for this. Like, full on, like.
How was it?
I didn't try it, mate.
No.
I couldn't do it.
There's people starving.
I know, but I couldn't do it. It
There's
stayed
people
on the
starving.
plate and it went to wherever it went, to Squid Heaven. But I'm not. Squedden.
Yeah, that'll end up in the trash.
What was I just going to say? I was about to say something. I can't remember what I was going to say.
Go on.
No, I can't remember.
Push it
It's
out.
completely gone.
I took my mum and dad to one like that once. And again, my mum and dad, like, growing up, we always like went all inclusive and we'd go like to buffets. And it was their anniversary one year. And I was like, oh, there's a new place in Manchester. I think it was called like Mongolian Bar and Grill. And I was like, it's an all-you-can-eat kind of thing. And they were fuming with me because that was one of them where it was all you can eat. You can go up, you can get your salad, but you have to go up and like put your noodle base in a bowl, then go and put your veg in the bowl, then go and put your raw meat in the bowl, and then they stir fry it there in front of you.
I love that.
Oh, mate, it was amazing. But my mum and dad hated it.
Oh, really?
Well, we've come for an all-you-can-eat. I'm not fucking waiting for my food. That's the point, innit? You just go up and get it and eat. And I'm like, but it's fresh. It's nice.
Yeah.
That beef has just been cooked in the sauce that you wanted. You didn't have to have the same black bean sauce that everyone else has had or whatever.
Yeah,
You've got your own style on it. Not a fan.
What's your thoughts, Chanel, on the... Have you been to like the Brazilian meat places?
I was just about to say that, where you turn
Let's
your
talk-
card.
Talk to me about them. Yeah, Fazenda or
That's it.
Estabullo, or there's loads of different ones.
Yeah. I've been to that. Is there one here?
There's a couple here. Yeah, there's we've been to
Fazenda's,
Fazenda.
yeah,
That's
there's one
the one
here.
I've
Yeah.
been to here.
Ben Brazil's here as well.
And I don't know, there's a bit of confusion somewhere with me, of course. I don't know if I'd not flipped my card back over or something, and then he'd come over and just loaded loads more, and I thought, oh my, thank God I wasn't with my friend that, moans that people are starving on the other side of the planet. But yeah, it's all right.
Do you like them?
Yeah, I mean...
They're probably my favourite places.
I get more FOMO at them places, though, than the buffet. I get not FOMO, I get more paranoid.
Oh, dear.
Because they're bringing it to you. I think, I don't want to look like the greedy one. Because have you ever, like when you're at like events and there's like people handing out canapes?
Yeah, I never eat them. I can't.
I always eat them.
And it tastes
but-
like shit as well.
Yeah.
But
Always horrible.
I'm always that guy that I'm not going to say no unless it's something I can't eat, like prawns. Like if they're bringing over little mini burgers, I'm like, little mini burger. Yeah, I'll have a little quiche. And then I just feel like she or he is just coming to me now because I'm the only one
Everyone
who's
is
eating
eating
it.
off this platter.
Yeah,
But
I
we
like
went
that.
somewhere the other week, and it was this little event thing for this opening of Summit or other, and they had like canapes and that, and it was dead nice. But the woman was getting a bit aggro when you didn't take it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was going, "Do you want a mini burger?" And I was like, "Oh no, I'm all right." And I'd
I'd
had
go-
one. I'd had
I'd
5
go,
at this
yeah.
point.
Yeah.
I'd had 2 full burgers at this point.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Do you want a mini burger?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm all right, thanks." So she's like, "All right."
Yeah.
I just don't want your mini burger. I don't mean to offend your fucking career choices.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
difficult because you've got your drink in one hand, you've probably got a programme or something in the other, so you have to put that under there, and you've got your drink, and then it comes over, and it's not really bite-sized.
And it's messy as well.
Yeah,
Them little mini
messy.
burgers.
What's with the cones and the chips and the half a fish goujon? Ah. This ain't looking right to anybody at
Would
this
you
party.
say that
I was
that-
going down on a bloody fish cone.
Would you
Yeah,
say
halfway through a
Yeah.
conversation.
Trying to-
So, business going well for you?
Yeah. Trying to dig the chips out the bottom with my tongue.
What are you
like,
working
"Oh,
on?
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, no, don't.
Someone's little tongue then.
Do you think that
Like
would
a goose.
would that be classed as like fine dining, like canapé stuff? No.
I
They're
think
always-
it is for me from
They're
growing
always
up on a
finger
council
food,
estate.
innit?
They're always at like fancy things, like at like weddings when people pretend to be a lot more classy than they are.
Yeah, I had kind of
Like,
why would he
like
go on?
but our wedding, like ours was so much more classy than we actually are. It's
Yeah.
so much more
I think you
traditional
get
than.
pushed into it.
Yeah,
don't
we're just
you?
sort of like that wasn't who we like. It was quite a posh do in a way. I don't know. I think weddings can be quite posh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
like,
got
we're
to
not-
treat yourself on your wedding.
But we're
haven't
not posh. Yeah, but we treat ourselves to something that we wasn't really that keen on.
you? Yeah.
Like if you're treating yourself, that'd be like, let's have Nando's at the wedding or let's have Wagamama's. Instead, we had these little canapes that we didn't like, and probably 90% of the people at the wedding didn't.
Yeah.
Could have just got just gone round Grimsby saying, "Oh, you know, I'm from that lad from this singing
Yeah.
chip shop once sponsored
Like. Yeah, do
wedding."
you know what I mean? Get steals.
We evened it out at ours because in the day we had like canapes and like drinks and that, and then we had like the food and that. But at the night we got the option to do bacon butties, so we were like, yeah,
Did you do
Yeah.
that? I
yeah,
can't remember
bacon
your
butties,
wedding.
man, bacon butties. No one can remember the bacon
No,
butties again.
I was pissed.
But like that's the thing in it because it's like at the end of the night, no one gives a shit.
Nah, yeah.
You
get
want
away with
stock.
it
Well,
now.
that's it. But I just think like canapes are quite. Well, I would say they're considered quite a posh thing, aren't they? They're always at work, dudes. You know, like when you
Yeah.
get, like that Channel 4 night that we all had years ago, like that sort of stuff. Can you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But there's
I
always
just
that-
remember us shouting at the what's the one that's on Channel 4?
Made in Chelsea.
Just us shouting at the Made in Chelsea ones.
Oh,
going, "You're not
it's
from
million-
Tower."
Those we was like people must have looked at us as a gang there
Oh my
and been
God,
like,
who
I
were-
really want to be with that
Oh,
gang.
it
Yeah.
was right
Well, I
easy.
mean,
Yeah.
put it this way: they have one of them every year.
And we haven't been
We've
invited
never
back.
been back
And
since.
we've been to one.
No.
No.
Maybe
But
2.
we-
And I've worked for Channel 4 since.
Yes,
I still
I-
have been invited.
Yeah, but them nights were.
We've all
fucking
been
lovely.
blacklisted.
Yeah.
What do you think about them sort of like posh work dudes, like the BAFTAs and shit like that? Do you enjoy
Oh my
them?
God, I had one not long ago.
Do you like them?
No, I went and I stayed 20 minutes and I was on the phone to my boyfriend the whole time and I was like, I've got to go. I just looked. I was sat with somebody out of, what is it? Beverly Hills that,
902.
No,
One,
but-
no.
she was reality.
Beverly Hills
All
Cop.
right.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
You sat with Eddie
Not
Murphy. I want these fucking canapes.
Yeah, what was it? Oh, I forgot. Made in Beverly Hills or something like that. And I was just sat. She must have felt sorry for me, bless her. And she came and sat down and just spoke to me. And I literally stayed up all of 20 minutes. And I just felt an idiot. And I had to leave. I just had to backdoor it.
What do
Do
you
you-
think it is? Do you think it's because people say to me about, do you enjoy going to award ceremonies or these like fancy dinners and shit? And I'm like, no, because I associate having a drink with like, we all go out and we all have a laugh and we'll talk about people who we fancy on the telly. We just have at the start of the podcast, or we'll be talking about football or talking about who we can piss off. And I think when you go to these sorts of events like the BAFTAs and stuff,
It can be a
You
bit
can,
weird,
can you?
can't it? Yeah.
Depends
yeah.
who you go with. Like when I was at the BAFTAs, all my mates were there.
you was there with like Lauren and that, weren't you?
Well, who
Was you there? Was the soccer? Lauren Soccer was there with you that year, wasn't she?
No, Lauren won.
Oh, was she not?
No, I took my sister.
Ah, right. So I bet you two had a good laugh there then.
Yeah,
didn't
so
you?
we had a great laugh. My
Yeah.
agents at the time, they were a good laugh, so we had a laugh. Obviously,
Yeah.
Stephen Graham, Hannah was there.
Yeah, yeah.
Mark, Shane.
Yeah.
So we just, I mean, it was.
But do you think you'd look like the gang that everyone would want to be having fun with.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think so. Because I was thinking about that Channel 4 party on the way up, and I thought everyone around there must have been looking at us going,
Well, we ended up bringing the party back, didn't we? That one night because it was us. It was
a party with the Hollyoaks lot.
It was the Hollyoaks
and
lot,
and then all the Hollyoaks lot got all that. Like she woke up in the morning. I think it was is it Brona Wall?
Yeah,
Brony.
I was with her the other day.
She
She's
told
lovely,
us that
isn't
she
she?
woke up in the morning and she had like the fattest room bill ever.
Yeah.
There was like bottles of champagne. There was all this and all that. We just went in there, smashed that, and just left.
And I remember that because what ruined that night though, because we were in Brona's room and there was loads of us just having a mad party, and then someone went. It was about 3 a.m. or something. Someone went, "There's a nightclub down there, like still open. Should we go?" And then everyone was like, "Yeah, let's do that." And it was the middle of nice area of London, and I just remember walking in, and they were like, "Yeah, it's £40 a head, mate, and you had to pay £40 to get in."
Yeah.
And then we got
back
in.
to Brona's.
We all went in, stood there for 10 minutes, and then went back to Brona's. Yeah.
She's on Hollyoaks. She's raking it. Let's get back to hers.
That was when at one point I remember the amount of, like, we'd all be out as a gang. And then Mark would be out with someone new who we'd not really met before. And then Mark Herbert's the producer, by the way. And then he'd go, but then this person would stay with us.
And just become part of the gang.
But then we'd always find out that they'd be like spies for Mark.
Yeah.
So
They
they'd
work
know
for Channel
exactly
4.
what we... Or for
Yeah.
Channel 4. I think we had one that night for
We had a
Channel 4.
chaperone, I'm sure we did.
We used to have chaperones. Bearing in mind you've got like...
See, they never should have even done that. Because the minute we know we've got a chaperone, it's going downhill for
Yeah.
everybody.
Oh, the minute it's
know
like,
they've
right,
got a work
initiation
card.
for the chaperone. Go.
Yeah.
We've
Join
got to
in
make them
or
worse.
leave.
Yeah. I always used to remember, like, we'd always just have someone random with us from, like, Warp Films or something.
It's like that night when we were doing 86, and there was Joe Gilgan promised Shane that he'd look after us because he didn't come out much, did he?
No.
He said he was the
And he was
gatekeeper.
like, "I'll look out," and that was it. "I'll be the gatekeeper, Shane. I'll be the gatekeeper. Don't worry, I'll look after him." And then Shane said the next day that he was woke up by Joe Gilgan getting out of a taxi, going, "I am the gatekeeper."
I am pissed and I don't care who knows. Yeah, all stuff like that. I think it's so
God.
much. But they're the kind of nights out that I remember, and they're the ones that I enjoy.
I
do you know
don't.
what I mean?
I
Yeah,
don't.
but I enjoy them. That's what a night out is to me. Like,
Yeah.
not
You
going
don't
to
have
an
many
award
anymore.
ceremony and talking
No.
about what I'm working on or what I'm doing here. I was finding that I just can't relax and be myself around those sorts of things. You know what I mean?
And the
Just the-
pretentious little canapes.
We had.
Yeah,
I was going
exactly
to say
that.
we had a really pretentious one. I don't know if you remember, but when you were talking, then it reminded me of it, and I was like, "Wow, forgot about that." It was just me and you, and it
Just
was
me and you?
just me and Chanel.
Oh,
You
I'll
were
go then.
invited. You were busy.
Yeah.
And it was at like the French embassy, and they were doing. This is how mad it was. It was like at the
yeah.
French embassy, and we went and we had to do like a little photo shoot for him. And they were putting on like they were doing an all nighter. They started with the film and they were going all the way up to 90 and did like an all nighter.
Yeah.
But it was one of them weird ones. We had a similar thing in Milan where for us it was like, I'll turn up, do a little Q&A before the film and that, chat to people, and then like you can have some food and a couple of drinks and then go when you want. Thinking, yeah, they're like canapes and all that. They made us like a full on like 3-course sit down weird meal, like where we had to sit and like chat to like these all obviously French people.
About what?
About This Is England, about whatever. Like, it was strange, wasn't it?
Yeah,
But
it was
I remember
bizarre.
it because they made us a... What's it called? It's like rice, but it's not rice.
Couscous.
No.
Orzo.
No, what's it called? It's gone out of my head.
It's in there.
Oh, it's like a rice dish, but you like basically have it like... I want to say wet. I don't know what it's
Oh,
called.
paella.
No, it's like paella. It's like paella. But risotto, there we go.
Risotto.
They made us like this French seafood risotto.
I
It
don't
was
like seafood.
Fucking beautiful. See, I thought it was amazing.
Oh, see, I couldn't. I had to like pick it. I can't remember this, but now you're telling it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
coming back
What,
to
you
me.
can't remember the whole night as a whole?
No, I mean that was a long time ago.
It was a
wasn't
while ago. It was after
I want
90,
to know
I
more
think.
about this fucking night. Where was I? What was I doing?
I don't know. I don't know why. It was just me and you, wasn't it? It was just. It was,
Yeah.
again, it was one of them strange ones. Like they paid for us to come down.
Did they
put
not
us in a
pay you for
hotel.
doing the thing now? Did you didn't
Don't
get paid?
think so. I think it was just like a. Would you like to come? I don't know. Might have.
The photos are
Chanel
weird,
probably
I
got
remember
paid. I
that.
didn't.
Don't
No.
ask to ask to do some random shit when you
Yeah.
do what you do you? What's the most random thing you've ever been asked to do, Chanel? Other than a night at the French embassy in risotto. Talking about This Is England. That's really...
As is
I
in
haven't really
England,
been
it's
asked to
great.
do anything that strange, to be honest.
Hmm.
Well, you obviously both.
No,
I want to
trying
know
to
his
think.
stories.
No,
No,
you've
no,
obviously got a story.
God, I've done some random shit, yeah. But no, I was just that is the most random thing. I've never heard of that. I didn't even know that was a
Well, we
thing.
had a similar one in Milan, didn't we, with DJing? So we were doing a DJ set in Milan, and our agent was like, "Oh, the club's really good. It's a really like cool mod indie kind of club in Milan. Like they love This Is England, all that." So we were like, "All right, yeah, this sounds great. Cool, we'll do it." But then he was like, "They wanna like get you some food first." So we were like, yeah, all right, yeah, that okay." And then a couple of weeks later, the DJ agent phoned us up, and we'd had this conversation together. Like, he's pushing this food thing quite a bit, isn't he, John, our agent? Every time we met, he was like, "But they want to do the food thing first." So we were like, "Right,
They want to
okay."
feed you.
Again, thinking like, like normally, like they'll go, "What's on your rider?" And you might go, "Can we get some Wagamama? Can we get a pizza, whatever?" But they were adamant about this food thing, and we went with a couple of our wives and our mates.
Yeah.
And so we got and one of the stipulations was like the DJ set started at like 9, but they were like get to the club for like 6ish. And normally we'll turn up at like we'll go and have a few drinks first, won't we? And turn up at 8 to get on at 9 kind of thing. But he was like, "No, you need to be there at 6. Remember this food thing?" And we were like, "Okay." And I shit you not, mate, we got there. And they were like, "Oh, thank you so much for coming. Like, we, really happy to have you here. Would you come and eat with us?" So we were like, "Yeah, what we're going to order?" And they were like, No. Tradition here, like, we've made you food. And in the middle of the club, obviously it was all shut at this time, so it was like 6 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
They'd laid out a full-on table, like, and then like they were like it was a proper like Italian, like bringing in pasta and breads and all that. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was absolutely delicious. But we were in the middle of a nightclub that 3 hours later people were throwing up in, people were like getting off with each other and doing naughty things in the toilet.
That was
It
just me and
this
you,
is
wasn't it?
yeah. And then they opened the club.
As long as it wasn't a buffet.
Yeah, no, I think just as a whole, just to go back to it, the buffet thing's just not. I just don't agree with the.
Well, another thing that you just mentioned, the bread and stuff that they bought in. This is another thing that kind of makes me think, like, all as well on a buffet is they just give you a basket full of different loaves.
Yeah.
And a bread knife. And I'm like, okay, I'm not against slicing my own bread. That's fine. But how many other blokes and women have come and put their hand in it? Now they give you a napkin, scratching the balls and putting their hand on the bread. And I thought, it's all right, just giving you a little napkin that's placed really politely over the bread's back.
Yeah.
But, like, there's touching there. I touched the crown of the bread. Everybody's had their hands on that. And it's squashing and it's going flat. And, you know what I mean?
So
That's
why
just
can't
not
it
a
not
good
just
process.
be cut for you? Do you know what I mean?
Please, at least.
What would be the ideal date night meal for you?
Oh, see, I am a foodie.
Yeah, I know you are.
Like,
That's
tonight
why
I'm
we
going
asked.
out.
You went for some nice food last night, didn't you?
Tonight it is.
Oh, is it tonight?
Yeah, it's tonight. Yeah, it's called the Tasting Club, and basically, I don't know if they're just like local lads, and it's just like literally 40 minutes away from. But they've done like a whole tasting menu, but it's like cheeseburger, like. So I think there's like a cheeseburger main that's a bit like a Big Mac and but they're all like little plates.
Yeah.
So I don't mind that because it's like independent. And,
Yeah,
they like
yeah,
have fun with
yeah.
the menus, and they always get booked up. So I got a cancellation. So something like that, where I can taste like a load of little plates, then it's things that I probably wouldn't try before.
Yeah.
Things like that because there is an art. There is an art.
There is an art to
cuisine.
food. Yeah.
I love
yeah,
the
definitely.
menu.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. But I'm quite simple with my food.
Chips and battered fish.
Just chips and battered fish, and I'm all right.
Sweet and sour on there as well.
No, don't be a weirdo.
Sausage down the middle.
But like a Nando's or something. I'm just quite simple.
Oh,
I'm not.
That.
I like to pretend that I'm
Dry.
a food. See,
You're not a fan of
Dry.
Nando's? You're going to fucking make him cry now, Chanel.
Dry.
But what, you can just get sauce on it.
Yeah, but it's spicy sauce. I don't understand why people eat
But
stuff
no,
that
you can just get
hurts.
plain.
Because
Yeah,
there's
I've
a
had
taste to
Perry
it. It's
Tamer,
nice.
but the issue is they put all the sauce on, and I have taken the skin off the double breast.
That's the best bit.
I know it is to some, but it's not to me. So I've taken the breast, the chicken skin off, and then all my sauce is gone.
So you don't like Nando's either?
I'll have one at a push, but
At a push?
yeah.
If there's a Nando's or a McDonald's, what are you having?
If I'm being good, obviously I'd have a Nando's, but a McDonald's.
But Nando's isn't that healthy though.
No, I bet it isn't.
No. But you can get like a chicken wrap from Macca's that's healthy-ish. Get a grilled chicken wrap or something.
They all say it's healthy, Tom. It's low
Yeah, I
bullshit.
guess so.
Low budget.
Yeah.
Load of bullshit.
Oh, a load of bullshit.
He's thinking of his bird
Low
atrium again.
Oh, I fucking love it now. I'm
Yeah.
still plucking away at that.
It's when you
Yeah,
say
well,
if
yeah.
you'll
chicken.
pardon the pun, I'm plucking away at that black card.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
I don't
yeah,
even think they're a thing anymore.
Didn't Tommy D have one?
Yeah,
Tom
he had
did
one
he
for a
have
bit,
one,
yeah.
did he?
Yeah.
I'm sure he did,
Bastard.
yeah.
God, I've done loads more
I'm
work.
sure
than
you
him.
tweeted him.
He's got a BAFTA, hasn't he? That's what it is. You got a BAFTA, you'll
He's
get a black
fucking
card.
big Tom Davis, man. Does what he wants.
Well, yeah, true, yeah. I really want that. If someone said to me, would you rather have a black card for like McDonald's or for Greg's? What would you rather have?
McDonald's.
No, Greg's or Nando's. Sorry, not
Greg's.
Greg's black card over a Nando's.
Oh, okay. Well, Nando's probably because it's more expensive at Nando's.
So you get your money's
I
worth.
get my money's
Yeah,
worth.
yeah, and
Get
take
plenty
friends.
of poultry for that.
Yeah,
I'd go for
I've
Greg's.
got a Nando's hack.
Oh, go on.
They always charge you for the peri peri salt.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
They charge you for peri
Extra
peri
like
salt.
20p.
Oh,
Yeah.
do they? To make some chips spicy.
Yeah, so when they come and bring me my Nando's, I'm like, oh, can I get some peri peri salt, please? And they, instead of going, oh no, you have to get charged, they just go, yeah, all right then.
Just go,
Yeah. They're not asked, are they? The people who are
Yeah,
People
the
that do
servers don't
bringing
give
it
a
to you
shit.
and
Nah.
So I walk out thinking, I've done them over. I've got my free peri peri salt in. There's nothing they can do about it. I pay for your dry chicken.
You used to be able to
darling.
do similar sort of things with the drinks, but they've changed the glasses now, haven't they? You
Yeah.
used to be able to go,
Small ones,
I'm just
yeah.
having a water, please,
Yeah,
mate.
but
And then you'd go and
yeah,
get
yeah.
yourself a
Oh,
Fanta.
no.
Yeah.
But now they give it you in a green cup.
That's it. But I let my partner have the green cup. Now I should have sips of his.
Yeah, you just get one and just share it. I do that
Yeah,
with
is
Charlotte.
that
Are you
bad?
alright? Is times that bad?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. I don't know about you.
I'll have to look after those pennies
I'm struggling. You know what I mean?
and then go straight to the all-you-can-eat buffet.
I mean, I think that's that's
Yeah, I'm not sure.
been on a
It's
wild
been-
ride from who we'd snug, marry and avoid to
Yeah.
Nando's
exactly,
hacks.
Yeah, nice one. Cheers for coming on, Chanel.
Oh,
I
you're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
Oh yeah, thank you, mate.
I'm not
We
very
love-
good at talking, but I'll just blabber.
It's all right.
blabber.
No, it's nice.
Another episode down.
Done and dusted.
Another lovely chat.
Another week out of the way.
Another week out of the way. Hope
Mm.
you're all having a fantastic week.
Mhm.
Yeah, again, another lovely chat. And just nice to be doing the podcast, doing what we love doing, man.
Yeah, it's nice to be together and it's nice to have it all sort of done professionally
Yeah.
and comfortably and and I think it's really showing with the guests that we're getting on at the moment.
Mhm.
And I think that the more that we can keep doing this, the more that we can provide for you listeners at home,
Yeah.
the viewers that are watching on YouTube. There is a way that you can support us. If Andy would like to tell.
I will. You can support us in many ways. One of the main ways being we do have a Patreon account. If you can go on there, it's www.patreon.com/overrated everything. That just helps us to secure guests. You know, we want to be getting bigger and better guests from London and places like that down to the studio. Obviously, that costs money. And for a small fee each month, you guys can contribute towards that. And you'll get rewarded as well. What kind of rewards will you get, Thomas Turgus?
Well, it depends how much they're willing to spend. No, we've got so much in store, haven't we? We've got we've got the lives coming up.
We've got lives,
I know
which
we've
is
promised over the
exciting.
years. Yeah, man. Yeah, I can't wait for all that. We've just got sort of behind the scenes exclusive footage that we're doing, and
We've got some bonus podcasts as
got
well.
some bonus podcasts with ourselves and with some guests.
Some of the
and-
guests.
Yeah, just sort of. But I guess as the more it goes on, the more surprises that we'll drop.
We want to have fun with it. We're creative people. We want to have fun. We want to be creative. We want to make some nice content for you guys.
Yes.
And keep that Patreon going over. But obviously, we ain't no fools. We know times can be hard for everyone.
Mm.
And so if you can't subscribe to Patreon, that's fine. That's cool. What you can do, if you love the podcast, is like, subscribe, share,
Mm.
tell a mate as well.
Yeah.
Like everyone's used to just going share, like actually sit in the pub or wherever you're meeting with your mates and socialise in the gym and just go, hey, have you heard that podcast? It's pretty good, you know. Yeah, get it on
Or
Spotify. Bam.
Play it really loudly when you're at a red light with the windows open.
Play it really loudly at red lights. Overrated everything. The best podcast to play really loudly at red lights.
There you go.
If that's illegal, we're gonna get sued.